I chose China because I have always wanted to go there.
It was an absolute joy. We were so lucky. I was chosen, along with Martha, going to China, and I was going to the Netherlands. Well, the first step was my counterpart, Inika. She came here for 2 weeks in October. We taught her things like how to carve a jack-o'-lantern, and took her into Scott Community College, and the fashion people, the design people took her under their wing, and then people took her all over the Quad Cities and took her to the Figgy and everything. So everybody was so kind.
I had hosted Mr. Lee, who is an English instructor there, and he stayed at our house for 2 weeks and visited Muscatine Community College, Scott Community College, Clinton Community College, all three.
I visited her school. Way different students. They're getting students from 16 to 20 as an old student to them.
One of the things that I saw the very first class that I visited was desks that were somewhat, they were actually triangles more than this, but they were somewhat shaped so that you could put them into a circle. And they very proudly announced to me, we learned this from the United States, that we do group work in our classes and have students work on projects together. They did have media. They had ways to show video, and they did do some student recording actually. When I teach my world geography class, I have a lot of different things, of course, to share with the students because of my experiences and because of some of the stories that the students told me and the conversations that we had outside of the classroom. I guess really, as far as teaching style, there wasn't as much difference as I thought there might be. I was expecting China to be very crowded, and it wasn't always as crowded as I thought it was going to be. I was expecting China to be very rigid and very rule-oriented, and it wasn't as much as I expected it to be.
Holland is about the size of Iowa, actually. We went one day. We went to Amsterdam. We went everywhere by train or bike. We went to The Hague, which was my favorite. Besides Nijmegen, I liked that the best. But The Hague was very clean. It's really the center of government.
The city of Xi'an is kind of in north-central China. When Mr. Lee was here, I was introducing him to my geography class, and I said, and he is from the city where the Silk Road ends. And it is the city where the Silk Road ends if you're looking at it from an American or European perspective, but he grinned and said, or where it begins. So it's in that part of China. The city itself is about 8 million people, and so it's the size of metropolitan Chicago. When people ask me my favorite part of the trip, I would say meeting the students, because that is also something that I brought back, was that reminder. And I've traveled other places before, and I know this, but again, it's experiencing it that makes it really come home. That people are the same all over the world.
Whenever there's an opportunity like this, especially if it's something as short as 2 weeks, to apply. Even if you don't go, but you host someone, it's a great experience.